What is up? What's up, everybody? Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of 7 Around 7. Happy Saturday morning. Hope if you're watching the live thing here, you're getting ready for some fun tennis today and this weekend. If you're on the replay, maybe you've already played some. Who knows? But look, all good here in the Rocky Mountains. Steamboat Springs, to be specific. Kind of a hairy thing yesterday. Was decided to meet my good friend Jim in Frisco over by Breckenridge yesterday. We met around 11 in the morning. And despite the weather report saying, hey, you know what? There's a severe flash flood warning. We decided what the heck. And so we decided what we do is, and I'll make this real quick before we get to today's story about false advertising. But anyway, so we leave and we're heading towards Copper Mountain, about 5 miles away from where we parked in Frisco. And then Copper Mountain is where you start on the east side of Vail Pass, right? And you go to the whole goal yesterday was go to the top. So we do the Copper Mountain thing. Beautiful, man. It's just this beautiful river right by I-70. And then we cross and we get over to Copper Mountain and we're heading up and I'm going up ahead, and next thing you know is I'm about maybe 10 minutes from the summit of Vail Pass. Starts to rain a little bit, not bad. And by the time I get to the top, it's coming down, right? And Jim's back behind me, and so I'm huddled in there with two other guys on their bikes in this little shelter, not much, just enough for the three of us, and we're yakking away and kind of talking, and I'm kind of looking at my watch, going, well, maybe Jim decided the rain was too much and decided to go back and turn around. So I'd say 15 minutes after being at the summit, I decide to turn around and go back down. And as I go down, all of a sudden I see him. He's right there. And I'm going, well, come on, man, you got at least summit. So he goes to the top. And now it's just raining hard, cats and dogs coming down, and boom, right? Lightning and thunder. And I'm going, Jim, man, I think we should go. Well, let's get going. So we turn around. We're heading back down Vail Pass. And within 2 minutes, and I don't know how else to describe it, there is the entire world, my entire life goes from where it was dark and cloudy and no sun, obviously, raining crazy. The whole world goes white. This white I've never seen before. And like a nanosecond later, there is thunder that is like, it was crazy. I mean, it was just nuts. And we kind of panic and go, you know what, we got to find some shelter. And so we find a little shelter for about 10 minutes, doesn't let up. I go, let's go. We go back down, still crazy, lightning and thunder. And we finally find a place underneath I-70 going down towards Vail Pass. We're there for about 20 minutes. Just, it's crazy. It's nuts. I've never seen this much water come out of the sky before. And again, a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. Finally get down to, finally after 20 minutes, I go, this is nuts. We're shivering. We're freezing. I'm a little concerned about him. He's really shivering. And so we go down, and about 20 minutes later, we get down to Copper Mountain and kind of warm up at a restaurant. We still have 5 miles to go to get back to Frisco. And anyway, survived a one of those experiences with your best buddy that you'll never forget. So anyway, all's good, but I'm a little beat up today. All the shivering and all that, it's a workout. Anyway, so guys, what I've got for you today is I want to talk about something that Jeff and I talked about yesterday. And if you're on the live version yesterday, maybe you caught the replay of what Jeff was talking about yesterday, which is, in his mind, the three technical things that if you don't do them, all the other stuff doesn't really matter. And in stuff meaning this is all pre-swing, right? This is, if you don't do these three things pre-swing, tactics and strategies and spin and all this kind of shot pattern stuff, it doesn't work. And the three things were basically ready position. Do you have a really disciplined ready position so that you can start from there? And like, we've been talking about the topspin forehand rally ball all week. From there, can you instantly recognize, if you're a right-handed player, that the ball's on your right? And instantly, before the ball crosses the net, can you get your turn? Can you get your whole, Jeff calls it a framework, from your ready position? You're not now sort of in a discombobulated, arms and legs and this kind of thing, where now you've got to turn and kind of find, your swing setup position. No, it's just turning the whole thing. It's called the unit turn, but for Jeff, it's the framework, right? The ready position starts the framework. That's number one. Number two, can you turn instantly? And then number three is spacing. Can you take that entire framework and can you get the spatial distance with your feet away from the path of the incoming ball? So that, for me, what I got from yesterday was really the two things that I really harp on is that, number one, you buy yourself a little bit more time in terms of when to deliver the racket at your unique ideal point of contact, right? But number two, and to me, this is something that I've learned probably ever since I stopped serving and volleying 100% of the time, which was, I think I've shared my story this week, when I won my first singles gold ball, which was in 2009, the 60 hard courts. I was purely 100% first serve and volley, maybe 90% second serve and volley. And then over the next couple of years, started to age a little bit and things weren't quite working out. Had a couple of match experiences where I needed, against this specific opponent, with these certain kind of conditions, I needed to be able to stay back and be much more of a quote unquote all court player. Sure, I could do some serve and volley, but I really needed, against this opponent, these conditions, I need to play a few ground strokes, right? And so that has morphed into where I am now. And one of the things that I've discovered, and I think I mentioned it to you a couple of days ago, about a rally ball, right? I might have mentioned to you in an email, in a topspin forehand rally ball, that I never knew was there before, right? It was kind of this high looper to the guy's backhand and always be looking to move in. But the other thing that I've got, and here I'll get to the point, is that in early prep, exactly what Jeff was talking about yesterday, having a really good ready position, turning instantly into that hitting position, and then adjusting with your feet so you've got the right spacing to the path of that income ball. The sooner you do that, the more false advertising you can produce in terms of your opponent doesn't really know what's coming, right? And whether it's going to be something as simple as a standard forehand topper rally ball right up the middle, to maybe the opposite, which is it looks like the same thing's coming and you play a drop shot. So my point today, guys, is this. You've got to really discipline yourself to practice what Jeff was talking about yesterday. So if nothing else, you can create some false advertising. You can create, another word obviously is disguise, right? And if you don't do that, if you're a little lazy with your turn, if you're a little lazy with your footwork in terms of creating space early to the path of that ball, you actually start to telegraph what shot you're about to play. So anyway, yeah, that was really one of the things that I got yesterday, when Jeff was talking about those three things. And look, part of this new course that I've got, which I've been letting you know about since Thursday, which is, how to consistently hit a high quality topspin forehand rally ball, make it offensive. I think that we've been way too passive with it. We've been way too, just throw it back, no big deal. Worst case is neutral. No, I think we need to kick it up a notch or two or 10 or whatever and make it more offensive. And there's kind of some different elements of how we do that, rather than just thinking, well, I'm going to hit this ball harder. Well, hitting the ball harder is not really making it any safer. right? It's going to produce more unforced errors. That's not going to work. So we're going to make it offensive with a few different elements. And not only is it going to be mindset. I mean, this course is broken down into four parts. Number one is mindset. We're letting way too many opportunities go by. Number two is going to be there's 3 technique keys for this rally ball that you got to have. Number 3 is I've got 3 basic tactics in this course that if that's all you ever use, man, you're going to be set. And then the fourth thing is really a 2-step practice plan. Number one, how do you consciously practice this stuff in a real practice arena setting? And then number 2, once you spend a little time practicing, how do you take that and that conscious thinking, how to feel it, how to make it happen, and then transfer it over to a match play to where it now becomes subconscious, right? Where you don't have to consciously manufacture this stuff. How do you do that? There's really, for me, there's been a real systematic process of how you go from conscious tinkering in practice to non-conscious, to subconscious, to non-thinking. How do you naturally make this happen in a match? And I think that we would all agree mentally that if you're thinking too much in a match, how to make things happen, how to make things work, we just don't play very instinctively. We don't play naturally. So if nothing else, that's a really big part of the course. So look, here's the offer I've got for you. It's down below. You can check it out in the link down below. Since this is a brand new course, I've got an introductory little time period here that I want to get it out to as many players as possible. What I've done is I've added 3 call it bonus courses to it. So it's really a bundle of 4 courses. The price is ridiculous, right? But it's only good until tomorrow night. Today's Saturday. Tomorrow night is Sunday, the 25th, right, of July. So I'm going to leave this offer on the table until midnight tomorrow night, Sunday, 25th of July at the Pacific time zone, and then starting Monday. It's done. It's done. So look, I want you guys, if you haven't done so yet, I want you to jump on it. At least take a look at it. Down below is the link where you can get complete details on it. And if you decide that you want to give it a go, you can enroll right there. Guys, that's it for me today. Any questions? Best way to do it is to shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. And promise to get not maybe right back to you, but I'll get back to you soon. Anyway, what else? I guess that's it for me today. As always, I think it's time right now. We all got to get out there. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again tomorrow.